this little boy is deaf and he's communicating with him. He's drawing pictures up everywhere. They once again, just like with Joel and Sarah, just like with Bill and Frank, just like Joel and Ellie, Sam and Henry here, they sit you down and they give you all of these character moments, all of this development, all of this time with the relationships and the dialogue, and it just has time to like breathe and live and thrive, and for you to get emotionally involved and understand the characters. And you see their lives and you see the little arcs and the trials and the tribulations and the relationship.
How they fit into the story as well.
Yeah, fucking kills them! And then we applaud because we're monsters. It's amazing. So, Mark, this is Sebastian, and who is your little friend?
This is Ellie.
And what's her story?
A funny story. Oh, do you want to tell a story about her?
I'll tell the story.
I'll tell the story about the name, but you to explain what happened with her birth.
So this is her father here, and he had a partner, Rui, R.I.P. Rui. I'm cutting a little shot of Rui here.
The actor and their reactions to whatever's happening.
Yeah.
Like the realization that, you know, the planet got moved or something.
Rui made some... Hey, don't bark, bro. You're ruining the story. Basically, Rui fell pregnant and she was like a chihuahua and she had like 11 babies. For some reason, it was crazy. The vet had never seen her before. And they all end up getting sick and dying. Really don't know what from, worms or some kind of infection. And of the 11, only 2 survived. Bubba Mingy here, aka Ellie, and Pie Wacky. He was not in this video. Apologies to Pie Wacky.
And yeah, I got Ellie off Alex, and I decided to call her Ellie after Ellie from The Last of Us, because she was one of the only 2 survivors left from that birth. So I was very, very happy with that name. She had a friend named Riley as well, but she's not with us anymore.
R.I.P. to Riley and Rui.
And when we get to that part of the story, I'll explain Riley better.
Yeah. So we have Ellie here, and we have 3 different versions of Joel. I'm Joel because I've bottle fed her as a little tiny baby and raised her. Sebastian's Joel because he's the biological dad, even though he doesn't really contribute much to the raising.
You know, he growls like at her too. It's like Joel.
And you're Joel because you're her dad. You're raising her.
Yeah.
Ellie and 3 Joels. Welcome.
A bit of Joel about us.
They got a bit of Joel about us. Release the hounds. So we open with Ellie examining her gun. She's very familiar with it. She knows how to, like, I don't know gun terms in Australian. Pull the thing back and it pops out and the button and the magazine and she like smells it. And
she, that's like to reload, not reload, to put a bullet in the chamber. So I imagine when you did it, I want to fly out.
Yeah, so because if you take the mag out, there's still a bullet in the chamber, so you do that to get that bullet out so it doesn't have any rounds in it. So then it's safe. See, Aussie Australians.
It's also another way, you know how people always pull the trigger back before they...
The hammer?
Trigger the hammer back?
Yeah.
But when you go it pulls that back, so it gets a gun, automatic gun ready to shoot.
It's like when you see in old westerns and hitting the hammer like that, because the trigger mechanism was actually slower than just whacking the hammer back yourself with those old like 18th century revolvers.
Yeah, right.
So it's like...
Man, the first guy who figured that out would have been like, fuck yeah!
Well, the Chinese kind of invented like gunpowder and fireworks and stuff, so it would have been like, yeah, rudimentary rockets and stuff back in the day. It would have been like, Jesus. Yeah, so Ellie is all over this gun. She loves it.
She likes guns.
Yeah, she does. She's not... Joel is kind of thinking that she's Sarah. We can get more into that later, but
well, I mean, to be fair, he also just doesn't... He probably understands how unpredictable 14-year-olds could be.
Yeah.
You know, and giving them a fucking gun, especially when you don't fully trust her.
Yeah, for sure.
To be fair, though, I would have given her a gun from the get-go, plain and simply because she's not going to do anything to you because she fucking needs you.
Yeah. What's she going to do, throw a fucking sandwich at her?
Yeah, in that world, you need her to be able to defend herself, especially if she's the thing you're smuggling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, Joel is Joel. I'm surprised Tess didn't fight to give her a gun, though.
Well, it's become a big arc now, so if he just willy-nilly was like, we wouldn't have had this. Because, yeah, he ends up giving it to her and showing it to him. There's a whole lot of stuff that goes on.
Yeah, I got a whole lot of stuff to say about that later too.
We get this great 3-act arc with the puns. Ellie rips out the pun book, she throws some at Joel, and he's like, nah, you go away in the truck.
Yeah, they just give it all that death glare.
Yeah. And then there's a second one, which is the scarecrow one, which is actually really clever. I've always like condemned puns and said they're like dumb and like filthy and disgusting.
Yeah, no, I fucking love puns. And I
Marvelous
always say them.
And they always annoy me.
Actually, I'm pretty sure I've been on a few of these reviews.
Yes, you've said many a pun on this review. But yeah, why was the scarecrow something about academia or something?
Yeah, I don't remember the joke.
Fuck!
You remember the joke.
Why did the scarecrow win an award? Because he was outstanding in his field.
That's the one, yeah.
Something like that. It was better.
No, that was it.
It was outstanding in his field is the end, which is a clever pun.
Well, puns are supposed to be clever, they just got less and less clever over time.
Yeah, I guess some jokes are good, some jokes
Like, do you really think a fucking dad's, there's a ghost of a chance pun is going to make it into the book of puns? You know what I mean?
Dazzler down the bottom.
Dazzler.
And then so Joel has that line and he gives it to her and she's like, you asshole! And then right at the end, we're skipping to the end, that's alright.
The scenes are related.
Yeah, we're talking about the joke. We're not going to talk about each individual joke sequence. Joel laughs.
Yeah.
He's like letting her
intentionally though.
Yeah. He's trying to.
He won't admit. I'm not crying.
Yeah,
like that sort of thing.
Yeah,
So we're like,
that is so dumb.
Yeah, it's like, why? Just laugh at the fucking joke. Don't. Something can be funny because it's so dumb.
Yeah.
I do have to say, I did love that in the game she had a pun book. When you were wandering around, she'd just pull it out and just start randomly saying puns to you, and Joel would generally at the start of the game, was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then he got slow. Like, ooh, that was a good one.
Yeah. They're showing their relationship evolve through Ellie reading puns.
Yeah, which is from the game, which I think is great because it felt to me, it just felt like classic Ellie.
Yeah.
Because she's done that in like multiple.
That's
parts
awesome.
Of the game.
That's so much of an adaptation. If they can feel like the character they're supposed to feel like.
Yeah.
Just like Goku in that live-action Dragon Ball movie.
I'd have to say, episode 4 and 5. I feel like these were the first 2 episodes where I feel like they've encapsulated Joel and Ellie.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they did it. Remember, I was always saying they do a really good job, but it's not this. In these 2 episodes,
Yeah. They're doing it.
I think they fucking smashed it.
Yeah, I'm sold on Bella Ramsey. I'm slowly starting to love her, slowly, like Joel. We've already talked about the relationship working and functioning, the chemistry's there. And we're slowly starting to see them come together. Joel gives Ellie more information about Tommy here. He's opening up more, reluctantly still.
Yeah.
But we get a little backstory.
He never really stops being reluctant with his past, though.
That's fair.
You get little snippets. It's always like you feel like such a bum when he gets hit by a rake.
He'll tell you his history, but he needs to growl.
But it's always very brief.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Whose name?
Your brother.
Tommy.
Younger or older?
Younger.
Why isn't he with you?
Long story.
Is it longer than 25 hours? Because I think that's what we got.
They camp out in the middle of the night, and Joel says that they're all good out here in the countryside, and Ellie falls asleep. We see a shot of Joel out patrolling. He's not really sleeping.
Yeah.
So even out here in the wilderness, it's still just like people could be out here.
Not just people, they could be infected roaming through the woods, they could be animals.
Yeah.
Animals would not be used to seeing people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, this world is just like one violent situation after the next.
It would be, that's the thing though, there would be a lot of places like that you would be completely safe, but you couldn't take the chance that you'd be completely safe. Because there's so many less people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even infected, there'd be less infected and people than there were people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot less. So it's...
A lot of them have died.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. It was cool though. It's like, he's still trying to tell her stuff so she can sleep, or he's
starting to care for her.
Not only that, but he knows that if she freaks out or whatever, she's not going to sleep. It's just not going to be a good time for anyone.
Yeah.
Plus, if she goes to sleep, he can concentrate.
That's fair.
She loves to talk.
They enter into the city, and this is where stuff starts getting dark.
Wait, hold on. What about the car ride combo?
Go on.
The car ride combo. That was legitimately a cut and paste from the game. that
True.
whole thing was the same lines. Not necessarily spoken the same way, but the same lines. And I was just like,
What conversation is this?
where Joel, they're just sitting in the car and Ellie finds a tape and puts it on and she's like, and he puts on, he's like, she's like, it's better than nothing. And
Yeah.
he shakes his head a little bit. And
Was
then,
it the same song? 'Cause that was a powerful song.
I can't remember.
That's fair.
I'm afraid.
Yeah.
But no, it was the same style. At least.
Yeah.
It could have been the same song.
Mm.
And then Ellie goes on about how she's found the gay porno
Yeah.
magazine,
How can you walk
which is
around
the
with
only
that
reference to Bill being gay in the entire game.
thing? Yeah. Here we got a couple more references.
Just a few.
Yeah.
But and how does he walk around with that thing? It's like, why are the pages all stuck together? And Joel freaking out, like, Ellie, that is not for kids.
Yeah.
You know, it was just, it's so well done.
Yeah. It's amazing, like, how some sequences are completely invented and different and not in the game at all. Just like expanding on characters that didn't even exist or that were barely mentioned, and other stuff is just ripped directly from the game line for line.
Or slight adaptations.
Yeah, that's how you do
Yeah.
adaptation.
Majority of this episode isn't in the game.
Yeah,
Like the two characters, not military, but the bad guys.
yeah.
They are not in the game.
Yeah,
You have nothing of that.
interesting.
It's cool though to be able to see the other side, because I just knew that group as a bunch of fucking angry, violent men.
Yeah,
you know?
so they're putting a human face to it, giving it more depth and nuance, and making these antagonists relatable, or at least allowing us to understand their actions.
Yeah.
And they're cutting away from Joel and Ellie, which the game did not do. It was just Joel.
Well, it's from
right?
their eyes.
Or Ellie.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And this, just like straight up cuts away from Joel and Ellie, cuts to these antagonists who in the game were just obstacles for you to fight through, and it's just like, this is the face of this rebellion, this uprising. They've just thrown out Fedra, and they're taking over this city. Yeah, so Joel and Ellie, they enter into the city and it just gets more tense more tense.
Yeah, they see that guy fucking writhing in pain. Over, help me!
Joel's like, would you see what's on?
Yeah.
That's how we're gonna help
Did he?
him?
No, he didn't. There's a line that he says in the game when she goes, why are we helping him? And Joel's like, he's not even sick before he goes.
Yeah.
But I didn't hear him say that. Did he say that? He didn't, did he?
No, she was like, are we gonna help him? And he's like, nope.
Just goes for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, on this he
You
tells her
pick it up.
he's like,
You understand what's going on.
Yeah.
Even before she says that, he's just like, oh, because Joel's already freaking out.
Yeah.
He's like, put on your seatbelt. And then it cuts to the guy. You're already like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
They throw a cinder block down on the car and fucking, this is where I have to tip my hat to this fucking show, eh? It's all real, it's all practical, and it's all fucking beautiful. I'm so sick of these fucking Marvel Cinematic Universe movies and fucking Star Wars, everything's CGI. I know CGI has its place and stuff, but when that truck crashes through that shop and hits that thing, it's
It
like,
was legit.
they wouldn't do that in Avengers Infinity War. It'd be digital to some degree.
Well, they have skyscrapers and shit falling though.
That's true, but there are like shots of cars crashing.
No, I agree. It feels more real.
Because it is real. It's like 100% real. It's a great shot.
Even the way they're fucking the swerving and everything like that. They had the spikes and shit, so the tires went out. Like, that was a bit more than in the game. But that essentially all you get between Billstown is them leaving, that little conversation in the car, and then you coming up to those guys and crashing.
Yeah,
that's all you get.
Yeah,
so that's a lot more expensive.
Adding on, more character moments and Joel and Ellie relationship stuff. Then there's a shootout. Joel's like
Ass shootout. Joel is fucking. That's what I mean. Now he's starting to feel like Joel because he is in the game. You are the guy who's taking out all these people.
Yeah.
So you feel powerful, you know. And I feel like in these two episodes they've captured that perfectly.
Yeah.
Because there's no way you couldn't see him take all those people out of a fucking badass.
Yeah.
Especially in episode 5.
I watched this Ty and That Guy podcast. It's one of the writers of The Expanse. And he adapted the show into live action as well, so he knows a lot about like adaptations from one medium into another. And they were talking about, because Americans know guns. We don't know guns. We fumbled our way through the bit at the beginning. That was through movies and like video
Joel
games.
glasses, that's all I know.
Yeah. But they were saying like Joel gets out a bolt action rifle here, and there were like all these ARGs and stuff, automatic rifles. Bill's like, why didn't they take any of them? He just has like an old
yeah, because that's what he had in the game.
Yeah, true. But old mate Bill had like automatic weapons and stuff. He could just like
which he didn't have in the game.
he didn't.
He had a shotgun.
Yeah, I guess. he didn't use those guns. He used the old shitty gun.
I mean, I get it. He's old. But that's the thing. Machine guns were a thing when he was young.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Machine guns are, while they may be effective with a lot of fire, they're very inaccurate.
Yeah.
While a rifle, wherever he aims, that's where that fucking bullet is going. And they're extremely powerful. With one of those, whichever you slightly upgrade, you take a clicker out, headshot.
Yeah.
You try and shoot it in the head with a pistol, that ain't happening.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, shenanigans ensue. Joel, with his bad ear, doesn't hear this guy. They get into a scuffle, and the guy's like on top of him and he's choking him out. So Ellie crawls through a little hole. She looks at a knife first. She's like, and she gets a little gun and she's like, bang!
We should have gone with a knife, eh?
Maybe.
Straight through the neck, done.
Yeah.
This scene was fucking brutal.
This was amazing. This was brilliant and beautiful and brutal. It's like everything
sad,
I want from a
horribly
show.
sad and
realistic.
real.
Yeah. This is what fucking violence is really like. There's a scene in Obi-Wan where Reva cuts someone's arm off, and it just like, it immediately cuts from that, and we never see the victim again. It's just like really such a sharp, blunt cut, and
that's
it's weird.
not how it would be.
She's like, zoom, and then
really?
it's just, she's just talking, and you're like, what is the lady doing at this point?
Like, you made her go to the extent of cutting her arm off. Let that pain show a bit.
Let her writhe around on the ground for a little bit. I always remember Django Unchained at the end shootout. Jamie Foxx has blown everyone away, and like 3 or 4 of them are still alive
just
on the ground. Like trying to crawl away.
Because that's what would be true. Not everyone just dies instantly.
And yeah, I listened to this little podcast with Neil Druckmann and old Craig Masson, and they were talking about the difference between video game violence and this type of violence. Like in the video game at this point, you'd run through all these people and kill all these people, and killing people is just like what you do in the video game.
That has to have more impact here.
Yeah, it's a different medium completely, so it's more like emotional and consequential, and just it's a different type of violence.
Yeah, the only way to make it through the game is by being this tank.
Yeah.
But in this they're just people.
But if you did that in the show, it just shot like 10,000 people by this point.
It'd be Rambo.
Yeah, it'd be Rambo. Which is totally different from this guy. He starts begging for his mom, he can't move his legs.
I'm sorry, and you would be too.
The acting is brilliant.
To try and save your fucking life.
The emotional impact is brilliant.
What I was thinking about is his mum. I think that was
character
the
moments are
part.
brilliant. He's just like a fucking brilliant. Everything in this sequence is just functioning at the highest level. Like writing, acting, characters.
I don't know what to do. My legs don't work. My mom isn't far. If you can get me to her.
Yeah, Joel's like, get behind the wall. Ellie doesn't argue.
He doesn't want to do it, but he's like, what the fuck you're fucked, cunt.
Yeah.
You can't be like that in this world, and I can't let you go back to your mates.
She goes behind the wall and he just like stabs him.
Yeah, brutally. The screaming, the screaming, and then the moment you
the
hear
begging,
it,
he starts to realize when he's like, Ellie, get behind the wall. So he's like freaking out more.
he's knowing what's happening, and then the closer Joel gets, you can hear it in his voice. Brutal.
No. And then Ellie like wipes away her tears and she doesn't want to show Joel that she's like hurt by it or moved by it or that it means anything.
She wants to be tough.
Yeah, she wants to be like him, just like a fucking killer. But she's not quite there.
Not yet.
It's a bit later on, but we might as well talk about it now because it's connected to this sequence. Joel like tries to talk to her about all these complex emotions going on and he just can't. He's like so inept. Basically he's like, you're a kid, you shouldn't have to deal with that and stuff, and she's like, I've killed before, it's not my first time. She's not this little girl that he thinks she is.
Yeah.
He's starting to realise that she's a fucking monster as well.
Yeah, it's not Sarah.
Yeah, she's not
different.
Sarah. Yeah. She likes sniffing guns. She's killed people before. She's grown up in this fucking insane...
She's survived a fucking, infected bite.
She's fucking rolled around on the carpet with clickers.
She's puns telling Ellie.
He's telling puns.
Puns Ellie.
You're fired.
It was just bad.
Get back behind the wall.
No, I'm sorry, please. We could just talk. I'm sorry. Please, no, please.
So, in the game, Fedra had been taken out years ago. You find their bodies around the city. but they're all skeletons.
Yeah.
Like, their bodies have just been left there where they've been gunned down, you know?
Yeah.
And these guys have just, like, changed into, like, cannibalistic ways. That you walk into a room and there's body parts everywhere they've been chopping up. Anyone who comes into the city, they just kills, they can steal. Like, you see them, like, these people running, just screaming, and then they just chase them with this car. They've got a fucking mounted gun on the back of it.
Yeah.
Similar to the truck, but it was just like a Jeep.
Yeah.
And they just mowed people down, had body parts on the front of it and shit. And then goes, they got nothing. You know, they just shot them down to find out that there was nothing worth stealing.
Yeah.
Like, they're just monsters. And Henry came in with that group that you watched die.
Yeah.
But he was supposed to meet them back at a different place. So he had nothing to do with them.
Yeah.
He was just happened to be caught up in the city.
He lives in this
at the same
town
time.
and there's this bigger political fucking drama going on.
Yeah. Which I thought was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
You know? It was really cool. But yeah, no, people are just very different.
Yeah.
But I like it.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I
fair.
mean?
So yeah, we got Kathleen here, who is the face of the Resistance, I believe they're called, just overthrown Fedra. And she's on this fucking vendetta to get revenge, basically. There's this sequence where her and Perry, I think...
Cox.
Perry?
I think it's Perry, yeah. That sounds about right.
Perry? And Perry, this guy...
He's just not a tough name, eh, Perry?
That's the character's name, I believe. Perry. The actor playing Perry played Tommy in the game. Did you know that?
I did not know that. I did hear that because the same with the person who played Ellie, Ashley Johnson's going to be playing a different character as well. And Troy Baker, who does Joel.
And what was the lady at the beginning who's from that organisation? That's getting Joel to do this whole thing.
Oh, Tess.
No, not Tess.
Oh, Marlene. That was
Marlene.
the same chick who
Yeah,
did most of
Marlene
the
is
game.
Marlene, yeah.
I know, it's fucking awesome.
And yeah, I think playing Joel's going to be in it at some point as well.
Yeah, no, it's a different character for sure.
Yeah.
It's
not going to be Joel.
Just a second Joel.
Two Joels. Yeah, so that guy did the motion capture and voice for the Tommy.
That's fucking awesome. I did not know that.
Yeah. They go into this room and the ground like swells and buckles and Perry's like, this is crazy, and she's like, don't worry about that. She's like, just ignore that.
It's more important
Lock the door.
find this random guy.
Don't tell anybody anything about this. And yeah, she's basically
It's just a bunch of infected, it's fine.
I guess the point of the story is if you ignore your problems, they get worse.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that. Revenge, loss,
Devastation.
dealing with problems, themes, Mark. These
Violence and
thick
horrible
rich
tear-jerking moments.
And then I don't have much else to say up until the end, where old Joel and Ellie wake up to young Sam and Henry.
that's the only reason we don't have anything left to say is because we already said it. They had
Established
that
the
little
pun.
pun and Joel laughing and shit,
Yeah.
and then they go to sleep and wake up and there's bloody Sam all painted up and shit.
Yeah, not knowing anything about what's going to happen to who anyone is. I'm like, what the fuck? Great look at the fanger. You're just asking so many questions. You're like, eh?
Who's that kid?
As a non-gamer.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, we cut back in time to previous to where,
What happened in the Resistance?
yeah, we see Henry and Sam, just like we cut away to Bill and Frank. Now we see what Henry and Sam have been up to. The Resistance is celebrating the downfall of Fedra, and all these celebrations are going on, and they're like just these like crazy fugitives, just like on the run for their lives, just like on the brink of starvation and execution. This little boy is deaf, and he's communicating with him. He's drawing pictures up everywhere. They once again, just like with Joel and Sarah, just like with Bill and Frank, just like Joel and Ellie, Sam and Henry here, they sit you down and they give you all of these character moments, all of this development, all of this time with the relationships and the dialogue, and it just has time to like breathe and live and thrive, and for you to get emotionally involved and understand the characters. And you see their lives, and you see the little arcs and the trials and the tribulations and the relationship.
How they fit into the story as well.
And it fucking kills them! And then we applaud because we're monsters. It's amazing.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. You got a lot more from their backstory. Like I said, you didn't really have that. You just had him mentioning what they were doing.
Yeah.
Henry wasn't deaf in the game. So that was not Henry. Sam wasn't deaf in the game. So that was really surprising. Plus, Sam was 13.
Yeah, he's a lot younger here.
Yeah, and he was just like, I was very surprised. I was like, oh god, there's so many good character moments between Ellie and Sam that I didn't think they were going to be able to capture.
Mm.
And they fucking did.
That's awesome.
Not in the same way, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, if they did it, what I thought was so magical about it was they did it with, like, perfectly with how he's deaf and how they could still have things, but it was all in the conversations they were having and laughing about it.
Mm.
But in this, they couldn't communicate that way, so they had a way to make it more... I don't know, I fucking loved their relationship, Ellie's and
That's
Sam's,
awesome.
in this episode.
Yeah, as did I. As a non-game player, I brought into it immediately. They gel well together. It makes sense. They're kids and like their love of the comics and all that stuff. It just like
So Savage Starlight comics are collectibles in the game.
Yeah.
Go around each level and collect them if you find them.
yeah, and just the setup of that was perfect and it was effective. It worked. I got emotionally involved in Ellie and Sam's relationship.
Yeah.
Craig Mazin said that he cast a deaf actor. Yeah, the little kid, the actual actor, is deaf as well.
Yeah,
but
right.
he made the character deaf because he wanted to differentiate their relationship from Joel and Ellie. He thought it'd be like two similar relationships. Like, imagine being a writer and trying to write dialogue for Sam and fucking Henry. Yeah, it was just like, it was getting too similar, so just like, I'll make him deaf. That'll be something different.
It made a really cool dynamic. Like, I really enjoyed it. Like I said, it was not like in the game, but it was another one of their good choices.
And once again, it just shows that if the writing's good, it doesn't matter if this is inclusive and it has all these minorities and it has homosexuals and it has disabled people. It's just
None of
like,
it bothers me. Like,
you don't even really
good.
notice
It
it.
doesn't matter because it's good.
It's well written and it functions and it makes sense and it adds to the story.
Exactly.
Him being deaf actually adds to the
A
story.
massive element, huge change. Like, can you imagine how fucked that would be when he's out with infected and shit around? He can't hear them.
Yeah,
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? That's fucked.
that's hectic.
What if Henry was to randomly die and he was just left alone?
Yeah,
Wouldn't last long. Not being able to hear a fucking.
and he has leukemia.
Oh yeah, that was a new thing too. He did not have leukemia.
Yeah,
That seemed like a really strange thing to throw in there.
yeah, he's deaf and he has leukemia.
I'm like, fuck this God really wants this kid dead, hey?
Well, he gets there eventually, but we're not there yet. Yeah, so basically Henry's idea is he wants to use Joel as a weapon and like shoot their way out. Henry will be the map, he knows this town, he knows this city. They go down underground these tunnels and you're thinking that's where the bloater's gonna be and shit's gonna get real, but it just subverts it completely and it's just like this old abandoned bunker where these people lived their lives and it's kind of sad. And then Ellie and what's his name, Sam get little character moments. It wasn't at all the bloodbath I was waiting for with the tunnels.
I know they built it up so much,
Yeah,
but it's good to it subverted expectations. I was expecting infected.
Yeah.
I mean, there was infected in there in the game.
Yeah.
So I was very much expecting it, but I wasn't angry they weren't there.
Craig Mazin on that podcast as well went out of his way, which I thought was funny, to say that people who haven't played the game are not going to know where this is going, but people who have played the game I'm just going to be like following along every beat, knowing what's going to happen. There's going to be curveballs with that as well, and there's going to be moments of surprise and unexpected shit happening, which is interesting.
I'm glad. I mean,
That's how you play an audience and get them like in.
yeah.
So I guess if it followed every beat of the video game,
A
it
lot of
wouldn't
people
be
get
as
bored, I guess, but if they really played it.
immersive.
Yeah, exactly. It's unfucking great. In the game, you literally end up getting separated, you and Sam and Henry and Ellie.
Yeah,
So
sure.
you have a segment of the game you have to go through with Sam. You learn more about him in that way.
Yeah.
He's just a scared kid.
Yeah.
Just a scared kid.
Yeah, that's fair. That's what you learn from him.
Like, not like trembling scared,
Yeah.
but he's just a kid who's in genuine fear of the world.
He's living in a
He's
nightmare.
13-year-old in a fucking
Yeah.
world filled with monsters and people who are trying to shoot and kill you.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah. So yeah, Henry's story is his brother had leukemia. So Catherine's brother, who was like the leader of the resistance, he sold him out to Fedra to get this leukemia medication. So now Catherine is like
I
on
was
this.
apparently this saint too.
He was a really good guy, and he just got executed brutally, presumably. So Sam could, not Sam, Henry could get medicated. There's so many new names for me.
Yeah, new names just quickly start and go.
Yeah. to get the medication for Sam. And it brings up this interesting idea of, who is more important than who. It's like Henry prioritizes his brother over Catherine's brother, but Catherine's like, how can you prioritize this kid's life over like the entire resistance? And he's just a kid. She has a line later, she's like, he's just a kid, kids die.
Goes on and on about how great her brother was, but she turns out to be the complete opposite. It's like, if you thought he was that great, why not try and lead the resistance in a good way like he would have done?
Yeah, and she's condemning Henry for giving up everything to save Sam, but like she's just doing the same emotional bullshit, just on some vendetta against her brother.
Not caring about the resistance, she's using their forces for a personal
She's like, ignore the bloated death room with the masses and masses of zombies.
Till we find these two guys who are just trying to get away.
Because they killed my fucking brother.
Didn't even kill his brother, they got him killed.
Yeah.
Which I guess could be worse.
He ratted on him, he's a rat.
But I understand it, that's the thing.
Yeah. He was trying to save his brother who's fucking deaf and has leukemia and is in a wheelchair and has eczema and is farsighted.
Can you imagine?
Wheeling him around the fucking zombie apocalypse.
Or fucking just like his brother had Down syndrome or something.
Well, Ellie.
Include everyone, man.
No, I apologise to... What's her name? The actress's name?
Bella Ramsey.
Bella Ramsey. She's doing great. I'm learning to love her.
Yeah, I'm getting used to the face, so I'm not seeing as much Down syndrome.
No. Neither am I, Mark. Neither am I.
And then I'm like, I'm gonna ask you a million more times. And he's like,
Yeah, let's talk about the sniper. So this street and all these fucking houses they built. It's all a set they planned out and designed and constructed so they could have a truck roll down and like crash into a house and fucking explode.
How pissed would be if you didn't get it right in the first take?
Yeah, some of those things, those big special effects setups, they get like one time to do it. Maybe two.
That would have been a one time.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And yet it looks like a feature film. It's fucking crazy. Just whether digital did the visual effects for the horde when they're all scrambling
Not only
out.
that, but when the guy at the sniper is back, like when like he looks up and he sees where he shoots from, you see where he is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in the game, that guy, you literally, the town's way bigger, but you got to try and sneak around and try and get the flip on him while they're all there. But the problem is there's other guys there as well.
Yeah.
So you got to fight them and shit, and then you finally get up to him. And the show had a really interesting way of the guy was like so old.
I felt like I was bringing humanity into this action sequence. It's just like this action sequence where Joel's like running and doing the action thing, and then it's like this little emotional moment. It's like this little old blind deaf man who's like, yeah, that's why he's bad. And he's in a wheelchair. And
He's just a shit shot, you know?
And then basically this guy's just like fed up with everything. And we get this great little emotional moment where Joel's like, don't. Come on,
please
man.
don't.
And he fucking has to kill him.
just
It cuts
really
away, we don't
gun.
get to see it, but it's just like, it's kind of bringing more like drama to action, more emotion. And it's all emotional, it's all these like heartbreaking moments of love and loss.
Yeah.
It's exploring the relationship of love and then how that makes you vulnerable and then the loss you feel, but the greatness because of it, but the vulnerability and the loss. It just keeps on repeating the same relationship.
Yeah, that feeling of how heavy it is, like, okay, I know I've killed a lot of people, but I don't want to kill you if I don't have to.
Yeah.
You know, you have the chance here to get away, please don't do this.
Yeah.
He still does it.
He still does it. And it's brutal and it's sad and it's like,
It's very sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please.
And then there's that fucking big old spiel that old Kathleen has, or whatever her name is, yeah.
She says the
she's
line
a complete
here.
monster.
Kids die all the time, Henry. And she's right, like, it's interesting that Henry is like prioritizing his brother, but she's prioritizing. Yeah, we're all like broken humans. We're not functioning on logic, I guess. We're functioning on emotion and not being rational, just acting out our love.
And what we're thinking at the moment.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. And then the truck sinks down, and everyone's like, ah!
The fuck? Why the fuck hasn't Henry fucking gotten back and started going at this point? I do not know, because they are not looking.
There's a scene before that too where the truck's coming down the road and smashing all the cars and they're just running straight down the road. It's like, dude, go left or right into a house.
Yeah, right? Don't just stay in its wake.
Yeah, it's like shh, 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 shh. Billy's like, ting,
I guess
ting,
people
ting.
don't think they're just so fucking scared that they're just running.
Don't act rationally when there's like a truck speeding towards you. But it's one of those movie tropes where like something's like going at them and they don't run to the sides, they just run.
Yeah, of course. It looks better that way.
Yeah.
People getting mowed down and shit.
Tension, suspense.
The way they
Jazz.
fucking were taking on the infected too. Like they were fucking doing a decent job at first.
Yeah.
Until the bloater rocked up.
Yeah. What do you think about the bloater walk?
He looked like a fucking bloater. I was
Yeah.
surprised he didn't throw, because they can throw these fucking like grenades of like this acidy shit.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't do that, and I was surprised. I was waiting for it.
Yeah.
But
true.
I think they took more from the bloaters from the second game. They very rarely did it. They were more about charging, which in the first game they didn't charge. They kind of stood back throwing shit at you.
Oh, true.
Like, not stood back, they still came towards you, and if you got too close, they'd kill you in one hit. But
Yeah.
they weren't charging you.
Yeah. Yeah, there were no spores here again. They might do spores to some degree.
No,
at some
they've
point
announced
later.
they're not doing it. I said that last time.
What about season 2? Season 2?
Like I said, they managed to change it so much without ruining it. So I
Yeah.
think they could probably find a way to, not have it and it still work. It's just there's just one specific part in part 2 that I just can't picture without it.
We'll get there in 2 years' time. Ellie's in this car and this little like contortionist clicker child comes in.
That was fucking brutal, man.
That was so creepy. The way that actress like bent around the seat and was like flipping up and down and everything. It was fucking great.
Oh yeah,
It was like
the little higher pitched clicks it was making too.
Yeah, and just the fact that it's a kid makes it more horrific.
Yeah, and no, but it was poetic too, though.
Yeah.
The fact that she was like, kids die all the time.
Yeah. The point of the story is if you ignore your problems, they will rip your fucking throat out.
Don't talk shit about killing kids too.
Yeah, don't talk shit about killing kids. It's not cool if kids
I
die.
did love that moment with Perry.
Yeah.
When the bloater was coming. Like, get the fuck out of here!
Yeah.
And then it just goes and like tears his fucking jaw and head off.
Yeah.
That's the way you die if the bloater gets hold of you in the game.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
cool.
way more close up and gruesome.
It was, kind of far away, which I was a little bit surprised at.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They've done a lot of cutting.
Yeah, there
in
was a
this
lot of
show.
kind of, yeah. It was interesting.
But they showed that. It was just far away.
Yeah. Maybe it's like that old horror thing where if you don't show it, you're imagining it is worse than what it actually is.
I mean, it doesn't take away from it.
It's still very
If you want to
impactful.
see that shit, play the fucking game.
Yeah.
In that game, you can do some brutal fucking shit.
Yeah. Maybe, but we'll see. We'll
Right.
see how gory it gets.
Yeah, her being fucking torn apart by that little clicker.
Yeah, it was poetic.
Beautiful.
Yeah, she had her own
She
little
fucking deserved it.
2-episode arc.
And she made me fucking hate her.
Yeah.
Like, I was supposed to hate her, so it was okay. It wasn't
Yeah.
like Rafi.
Yeah, it was a satisfying death.
Yeah, exactly. I wasn't I was satisfied with Perry's death, but I kind of felt bad for the guy for some reason. He felt like he had more humanity than she did.
Yeah, and he was just following her.
And he was
like,
the guy who just marched in and like mowed all those
Yeah.
people, random people who were tied up down.
Yeah.
That was a fucked up scene too.
Yeah.
But all those people. It's
Catherine.
okay, you're not gonna
And
die.
she shot her doctor. She was a cold-hearted bitch.
Yeah.
She wanted revenge. She didn't get it.
Yeah, actually, there's a lot of that shit that goes around in these games.
Yeah, true. So yeah, great action sequence. I can't praise it enough. It looked like a high-budget Hollywood movie rather than episode 5 of a 9-part television series. The budget is incredible. The action sequence flowed well. You understood the geography and what was happening. You're emotionally involved in everything that was happening. There was still narrative playing out during the action sequence.
And every shot felt needed.
Yeah.
Everything was tense, it was beautiful. Having Joel up as a sniper was so helpful for him though.
Yeah.
You do that in the game too, yeah.
Yeah, I felt like that was kind of a video game thing.
In the game though, instead of the truck charging down and causing this chaos, it's like I said, it's a little jeep that comes in and they're trying to shoot, and then you're shooting, you can't get it because it's all armored up.
Yeah.
It's a military jeep.
Yeah.
And shoot it. Then the only way you get it is there's a guy who's trying to throw Molotov cocktails from inside it
Yeah.
at Henry in that.
Yeah.
And if you can manage to shoot him while he's got a Molotov out, it explodes inside the thing and fucks it up.
That's cool.
And that explosion is what attracts the horde.
Oh, yeah.
There's no bloater in the game either. There.
Yeah, interesting. Same but different.
Yeah,
as Mickey would
like
say.
neither's better, I'd say, but
Yeah.
they're both very well executed scenes that are relative.
Yeah, I think you fall into a trap where you decide which one is better or which one is the real one. It's like they both exist.
Just alternate universes.
Yeah, the game is there, the game is awesome, the show is here, the show is awesome. They're same but different.
Exactly.
And then we get Joel and Henry back at the little motel. They're in a little motel.
Joel finally came around, like Ellie said he would.
Yeah.
You guys can, you can stick around with us if you want. Sort of thing. It's like,
They tell the kids to go to bed. The kids don't go to bed because kids never listen to what you say.
sound like there's some relation there, Alex.
I'm not speaking from experience.
That's what I was trying to say. That whole part was very different from the game. They in the game. I'll get to the game part first, and then we'll talk about the show. In the game, they're just kind of sitting there talking about like a little fire they have going or whatever inside the apartment, except for Henry. Henry's in the room.
Yeah.
And you're just talking with Sam's in the room, like, you fucking mixing their names.
Oh, I've just learned like 5 different names today.
Yeah, but I knew these characters already.
That's fair.
But yeah, Henry and Joel are just talking about Harley Davidsons. And Joel, how like one time he went with Tommy and rented a Harley and went through a drive around country and describing it. And I was like, I'm gonna leave you boys alone. Yeah. And then she walks into Henry, who's just talking to her. Yeah. No, that was brutal. Sorry. No, he's just talking to her and he's like looking out the window into the rain and shit, and he's just like asking her, the same conversation, like, how is it you're never scared? And she goes, who says I'm not? He asks her if he thinks people are still alive, and then he said if they're still alive inside the brains, and then asks her what her thoughts are in heaven. Yeah. He goes, Henry tells me that when she died, if you were good, you go to heaven. Do you think that's true? And Ellie's like, I'll take it or leave it, Like, you don't do. He's like, I guess not. It's like this. You can see him playing with his mortality in his mind.
Yeah. And you as the audience are slowly figuring it out.
Tell her that he's infected. They go to sleep. Yeah. And she wakes up and he's infected. Yeah. 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 Whilst in the show,
he's not 13, he's like 9. He's deaf, and we get probably the most emotional conversation of the episode, if not the last few episodes.
Easily, yeah.
This was fucking dark, man. This was heartbreaking.
No real verbal dialogue. Yeah. It's all through written.
Yeah, which you don't even really think about. It's just the scene is just the scene. It's just playing out each beat for beat. And I had no fucking idea he was going to be bitten.
Yeah, right. I didn't even think about not knowing he was going to be bitten.
Yeah, and then when he does, like your heart just sinks. You're like, oh, he's fucked. Little deaf Billy in the wheelchair's done.
I was worried they were going to have him die of leukemia, to be honest. Once I heard that he had leukemia, I'm like, no, come on, let him be infected and have Henry blow his fucking brains out. Please. But anyway, go on.
Yeah, and he shows Ellie the wound. Ellie's like, fuck. You see the look on her face.
She's like, my blood heals, trying to calm him down yet again. Another scene of trying to calm a child.
Relationships,
who's terrified.
Love, loss.
But even though he knows she's not telling the truth, he kind of feels like he sort of accepts it. Yeah. Stay awake with me?
Yeah, she's like, yeah. Fall asleep straight away.
If I was her, I would have waited until he fell asleep and then gone and told
I was waiting for her to tell Joel and for Joel to like get into a scuffle with Henry and like blow them both away. That's what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah, that would have been brutal.
That would have been amazing. It's still really good.
So brutal.
But I wanted to see Joel go dark.
Like Joel, Henry hasn't even turned yet.
Because as soon as Ellie found out, my first thought was tell Joel, and then Joel would be like,
My first thought was she should have told Henry.
Yeah.
Well, told Joel, and then suggested to tell Henry.
She should have told somebody.
No, but it's fine. Let's just leave it. Yeah. I guess if she gets bitten, it's no biggie, right?
Yeah, unless she like bites her eye out.
I mean, that's all her throat.
Yeah. Rips her finger off.
Yeah, it was very fucking stupid on Ellie's part.
Yeah. She falls asleep.
But I guess she knew what was going to happen to him. She'd rather him have turned. I don't know.
She's gone through a lot of stuff, I guess. She really
like I said, in the game she had no idea.
So, yeah. She wakes up, she tries to get his attention. He's still deaf while he's fucking infected, which is interesting because he plays on how much of he survives. So then, like, is part of him still alive in this Ellie thing?
I mean, I think it's just his eardrums don't work.
No. We're talking about emotion.
Well, yeah, there is a, like, was it, I don't know if it was you or whoever told me, but apparently, yeah, there is, like, you find shit and it's like, there's a theory that they are still conscious under there, that they're just watching everything with no control over it, for a certain extent. Obviously, as clickers, they wouldn't be.
Yeah.
But for a few days or
there's a
whatever.
situation where you're not in control, but you're still able to observe
what the shit
your
you're doing.
monstrous
That'd be
acts.
fucked up.
But yeah, it's so cool.
I know, right? But yeah, in the game, the scuffle happens obviously, and Joel goes to shoot Henry, and then because Joel goes to shoot Sam, and then Henry points his gun at him. But in the game, he shoots Henry, and then starts blaming Joel, saying it's his fault that this happened, and then there's like the scene where he starts, getting closer and shit, about to blow Joel away before he turns and shoots himself. Yeah. But in the show, it was more paced out than that. They somehow seemed like they were calming him down. Yeah. In the game, it was just so quick, like, this is your fault. Yeah. Yeah. Like, he's just in hysterics.
Yeah, so in the show, Henry shoots Sam.
No, that's what I mean. Henry shoots Sam in the game too, but at that point he blames Joel for killing him. That he had to kill. I had to kill him because it's your fault that I had to kill him, sort of thing.
And then Joel like kind of calms him down, and then he's looking at the blood. They keep on showing like just the blood, and he's just like,
well, you would keep looking, wouldn't you?
Yeah. So Ellie's just witnessed fucking Sam go ape shit, get his head blown off like that close to her head. And she watches Henry blow his head off. They cut to them burying them. Joel has this moment of realization, right? He sees himself in Henry. He's done the whole Sarah thing. We've just blown Sam's head off.
Blow his head off the way.
Yeah. And I think at this point he's thinking, this is going to happen again. I'm emotionally involved in this girl now, and she's going to fucking die. I'm going to fail. Fail with Sarah, fail with Tess, Henry fail with Sam. This is all just leading to disaster. I'm just stuck in this endless loop of failing.
Well, plus he probably feels himself to blame for not being able to protect them from... Yeah. Because he always seems to want to protect everyone.
Yeah, he's the protector. And now he's stuck in a situation where he wasn't letting anybody in, and he let somebody in.
Yeah, right. Well, he hasn't admitted he's let her in yet.
Not to the audience, but I think he's admitted it to himself here. Ellie walks off and he's like, which way is west? And she's obviously upset, but Joel just like stands there and he's like looking at her and he's looking at the grave and he's like, fuck. Not again.
He realised he's starting to get the emotional attachment.
I think so, at least.
No, I can see that.
He's just witnessed this situation again. And he's thinking, well, that's going to happen again.
Well, yeah. I'm just thinking about some of the emotional moments coming up.
Jesus.
There's a big... it just gets bigger and bigger.
Jesus.
On the emotional level, anyway. It's not...
Jesus. In conclusion, this was a brilliant piece of television.
This was probably my second favourite episode, this one. I think the first was my favourite, and I think this is my second favourite. I smashed it.
This kind of combined the awesome action and like horror, extreme situations with all the emotional beats and the love and the loss. It was like the Bill and Frank elements with like the episode 2 elements combined into one. Yeah. Emotional and action, and all executed at like the highest level of filmmaking possible. Acting, writing, cinematography, editing, music.
The character development is really paying off here.
It's all character moments. It's not even just Joel and Ellie, but like Catherine and her brother and every character you meet, the old guy.
It's like that in the game, obviously, except for the randoms you kill.
Yeah.
But the people in the cinematical story and shit like that, all of them have, they feel real. And that's the biggest thing that they've incorporated to a better degree.
Yeah.
They can.
Yeah, it's a different medium.
Like you said, in games it's different.
Yeah. We just run through con after con. This one shoots someone who's like, take me back to mummy.
Yeah, this one's like, oh, you parasite. Oh, you banging brain, what's fine, you can't.
Or some old guy's like, hey, what? Go on, kill me, bro.
Oh, that fucking scene with that kid, that's brutal. A lot of brutal scenes in the last 2 episodes.
This show is so dark. It's so amazing, so complex and nuanced. So much going on. Amazing.
Just keep it coming.
Yeah.
What's that, 4 more episodes?
Yeah, we're over halfway.
4 more episodes and they've still got so much to cover.
We'll see you guys for episodes 6 and 7.
Not so much. Anyway, yes. Can't fucking wait.
Like, subscribe, comment, null and void all our opinions.